How we doing today, YouTube? D-Ski from D-Ski Grills back with another cooking video. And today we are making Brazilian style picanha on the Weber 22-inch kettle. Folks, can't wait to show you this cook, another easy one to do. Only 2 ingredients is what we have today to show you on the cutting board, and the rest of the magic happens on that 22-inch kettle. So let's look at those 2 ingredients. We are starting off, folks, with one 4.7 pound American beef Wagyu picanha, okay? Can't wait to get this thing opened up and show you the awesome rich marbling. All we're gonna do, folks, is get this cut with the grain. We're gonna fold it over, put it on an awesome skewer, but before we put it on the skewer, we're gonna use our second item on the cutting board, and that is Maldon sea salt. Those are the only 2 ingredients that's gonna happen. We're gonna slice these with the grain, fold them over on the skewer. Get those babies cooking rotisserie style out there on that 22-inch kettle. I love the accessory, the rotisserie accessory that comes with the 22-inch kettle, and can't wait to show you that thing in action. Now, the awesome thing about cooking rotisserie style, we're gonna leave the fat cap on this baby, and that fat will continue to self-baste the picanha until it's done, all right? Can't wait to show you the final product on the cutting board, so you know what we'll do. I'll take you step by step. I'll show you how we're gonna trim, how we're gonna season, and then we'll go outside and get that thing started up, let you see the rotisserie in action. Before you know it, we'll be back at the cutting board checking out the final product of our Brazilian style picanha made on the Weber 22-inch kettle. I want to thank you as always for joining me, and let's get cooking. Okay, folks, so we are back at the cutting board. We're gonna go ahead and cut open this American Wagyu picanha. Get her out of the package. See what we got here. Now, I purchased this from Snake River Farms. They always have really, really good quality meats. Okay, so back to the cutting board. And let me show you what we have, folks. We have a thick fat cap that I believe we are not going to touch at all. That's all a part of that marinating process while it's spinning on the rotisserie, okay? So we'll flip it over, and let me show you what we have here. We have deep marbling, but what we have is some sinew fat that we need to remove. So let me get a boning knife really quick. We can remove that sinew. All right, so all I'm gonna do is remove that, and we will get back together in a second after we get this cleaned up. But you can see what I mean. You just wanna get this sinew off. Yeah. And it's not a whole lot, but it's enough that I definitely don't wanna leave it on there. I wanna expose the meat to make sure everything comes out just delicious on this cook. All right, so let's work on this here. And we'll just get you a good boning knife and just clean this stuff up. Here's how you do it. All right, all of that has been taken off. We're gonna do the same thing. We have one more section here, then we'll get back together and do the next process. I'll see you guys in a second. So while we're together, let's flip it over, and what we're gonna do is go ahead and cut it in strips. So like I was telling you, we need to cut with the grain, because at the end, when we cut the final product, we'll be able to cut against the grain, okay? So we're gonna go into steaks, and I'll show you exactly what I mean, all right? So the grain of this goes this way, okay, towards me, okay? So what we wanna do is cut up in, let's say 2 finger. We'll cut it in 2 finger steaks, just like this. So I'll put 2 fingers down right here, and we will come right on down and cut the steak. Okay. All right, so there's one here. We'll do the exact same thing. Let's go 2 fingers, cut us a steak. It definitely helps to have a good sharp knife because you're cutting through quite a bit, especially fat cap and all. All right, we're gonna go again, 2 fingers, and cut the steak. And we'll continue this process till the end. Okay. And we should be able to get us one more here, and we will right here. Okay, folks, so here's our picanha cut up in like 2-inch strips. Next thing we're gonna do is get this put on a skewer. So I'll show you that process, but first we're gonna go ahead and do a seasoning job on this stuff. So let's do that. So check out these beautiful pieces we have here. See that? It's really, really nice. We're gonna come back with a little olive oil. We'll add that for each steak. Kind of rub that in a little bit. Just want to make sure our salt adheres really well. We'll touch it off with a little more salt at the end. Now, the main thing we want to do is not add salt to the fat cap. We don't want salt there because we don't want our beef to be over salty as the fat cap starts melting down. All right, so we'll go just like this. Come on back with our sea salt. This is premium sea salt, really nice size flakes. We just want to add that to each of the steaks. We'll do the exact same thing to the other side, but I just definitely wanted to show you this side here first. All right, so our salt has been added. I mean, huge marbling happening here, okay? This is good stuff. We'll pat it in, and all we're gonna do is flip and repeat. So I'll see you guys in a second when it's time to put this beef on the skewer. Okay, folks, so our beef has been salted. I'm going to remove one prong. This is the accessory that goes with the 22.5-inch kettle. Definitely an add-on accessory. I purchased this years ago. It is awesome for rotisserie, right? So your chickens, things like this Brazilian style picanha, you can't beat it, all right? So what we want to do, folks, let me get this put down for a second and show you. We want to grab each steak, and all we want to do is fold it, okay? So we're going to fold the steak, just like you see here, and put it on the skewer. Okay? And folks, we will continue this on with the remaining pieces, and we'll have all of our picanha ready for the rotisserie. See you in a second. Okay, folks, we are back. So here is our beautiful skewer of picanha ready to go on the rotisserie. So I'll meet you guys outside in just a bit, and we will get the grill set up. See you outside. Okay, folks, so we're outside with the Weber 22.5-inch copper kettle. This is my first grill. Bought this thing maybe 15 years ago. What we're gonna do, along the way, I purchased quite a few accessories. We're going to showcase the rotisserie accessory and show you how that's gonna cook up this awesome Brazilian style picanha. Okay, so here's the motor and here's the spacer. And of course, I've already showed you the skewer on the inside, okay? So we're gonna get all this put in place real quick and show you how this setup goes. Okay, so our spacer just seats right here on the grill, just like that. Our motor slides into place on this end here, as so. Now think about it, our skewer will lay right in here, which we'll bring out in just a second, but all we do to keep our heat and smoke and everything in is put our lid right on top. Okay, so this is how you run the rotisserie. It's really an awesome thing, all right? So what we'll do is go ahead and fire up the grill, but I wanted to show you how this works, and then we'll get the grill fired up. Once we ash over, we'll bring out the picanha on that skewer, fire up that motor, and folks, will be at my favorite part of the video, and you know what that is. Let's get cooking. See you in a second. So folks, what I haven't shared with you is the true grill setup. So I showed you, but what I'll do is I'll bring you in really quick and just show you how we have this grill set up for today, okay? So let's do that really fast. I'll bring this down. Let me come a little closer and just give you a top view of what's going on here, okay? All right, so what you see is two of the baskets that come with your kettle when you purchase it. And what we're doing here is we're going to set this up for indirect cooking, all right? So what we have, we're using the gas assist that comes on the Weber Performer, and I use that to actually fire up our charcoal. So you see the fires coming through. I'm going to move these to the side. I'm going to grab one, and you'll see that flame from the gas assist. We'll put one here and let it continue to ash over, and the other one, we'll move it back on the other side, okay? So look how awesome that gas assist is with helping you get your charcoal lit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and kill that really quick. So let's turn that off. We'll let this continue to ash over. I'll get back with you in about 5 minutes, and we will add our awesome Brazilian style picanha to the Weber Performer. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, folks, we are back. We are ashed over, and we are now at my favorite part of the video, and that's let's get cooking. I left this at the same view so you guys can see how we put the rotisserie in place. So here she goes. we're gonna go right through the hole that's on this side here, okay, and into the motor. All right, once we get seated in the motor, we just let the other side go right here. All right, might be able to pull it back some. And folks, all we're gonna do now is just turn on the motor and we should start spinning, okay? So let's do that right now. We are off, okay? We are about to do some awesome Brazilian style cooking on our 22.5-inch Performer. So doesn't that look beautiful? It's just gonna spin, it'll start sweating, that fat will continue to marinate and soak down on this awesome Wagyu beef. Look at the marbling on this thing, okay? Look how beautiful these steaks look. All right, so this is all we have to do. We can sit back now and just let the Weber do its job, take care of the rest of this picanha. I'll check back in with you guys in about 45 minutes. We can see how it's coming along, but this is all we need to do. All right, we'll get the lid on real quick while we're together. Okay, so our lid is in place. Our grill is gonna come up to temperature. We should be cooking this at around 300 degrees. You'll see this dial here, of course, not 100% accurate, but it will be moving up throughout the cook, and we can check that out and see how it's going along. But we are set up for success, folks. We are doing Brazilian style cooking on our 22.5-inch kettle. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me. We also have our counterbalance. That's what makes sure that our steaks are rotating true, okay? That's what that's all about. Nothing left to do but come back and check with you guys in about 45 minutes. See you guys in a bit. Okay, folks, we are walking back outside, checking 45 minutes later on how our Brazilian style picanha is coming along. Let's get this baby opened up and check it out. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Look at that. Now, look at the self-basting I'm talking about that's happening, all right? As this spins around, you see the fat is starting to caramelize, and what it's doing is when it comes to the top, it is soaking those juices in. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. This is gonna be phenomenal. We will check in just a minute. It'll be time to start checking internal temps, but it won't be much longer. You see we still have plenty fuel in our baskets. So this is a perfect setup when you want to do rotisserie chicken. Anything you want to spin rotisserie style, this is the way to go, okay? This is more versatility for your 22.5-inch Weber kettle. All right, so that's what we got going on. I'll close it back down. We'll get back together in a bit. Okay, folks, so check out the self-basting that's happening, okay? Look at this up close. Look at this beautiful picanha. I'm telling you, this is where it's at, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in. We are now at 135 degrees, but I just wanted to show you that. We'll bring the whole skewer in, let it rest until it cools off enough to be able to pull one off and start cutting into it, all right? But this is our final product of our Brazilian style picanha made on the Weber 22-inch kettle. Folks, wonderful cook. I'll meet you at the cutting board. Okay, YouTube, we are back, and I am so excited to show you the final product of our awesome Brazilian style picanha made on the Weber 22.5-inch Performer. Folks, let's talk about what we did before we unveil this goodness. We started off with a 4.7-pound American Wagyu picanha. Folks, all we did was trim the sinew off on one side to expose the meat. Then we flipped it over and took some of that fat cap down just a little bit on the other side. After that, folks, we cut with the grain 2-finger steaks, okay? So we did about 5 2-finger steaks. From there, we salted with Maldon sea salt on nothing but the meat. We left the fat cap salt-free. We folded it over, added it to that skewer, and before you know it, we headed outside and got that grill started. I showed you the grill setup. We checked out the Weber accessory and showed you how you turn your Weber kettle into a rotisserie. And from there, we added that awesome picanha. It only took about an hour for it to cook. You saw that fat cap just rendering down, the juices coming over the entire picanha, and now we're at the cutting board after 15 minutes of rest, checking out the final product. So here we go, folks. This is exciting. Look at this. Let me show you what we have here. This is Brazilian style goodness, folks, okay? That's what we have here. Beautiful picanha. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take one off the skewer. So we can do that now. Man, this looks amazing. Look at this. This looks so good. All right, so let's remove one of the skewers. Okay. And we'll take off one picanha piece or one picanha steak. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, now the reason you cut with the grain when you make these steaks is because when you cut the steaks, you wanna cut now against the grain, okay? So what that means is we open these steaks up just like this, okay? And we cut against the grain, all right? So I'm just gonna cut nice pieces right here. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. We'll continue to cut here. Beautiful, just beautiful. So look at this beautiful beef, folks. We have pull apart goodness right here. I'm gonna give it a taste test and we're gonna close this video out. Sirloin cap is an awesome cut of meat, all right? And with it being Wagyu, you know you're full of marbling. It's even more flavorful. All we did was add salt. The salt with this awesome tender beef makes an awesome final result. I'm gonna knock this whole steak out. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let others know what D-Ski Grills is up to. And as always, at D-Ski Grills, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Try this video out on your rotisserie, you won't be sorry. Wagyu beef, sirloin cap, picanha is some of the most awesome steak you could ever have, Brazilian style. Catch you later.